Hi, beautiful fam. So, from this big chicken, I shared some dishes with you, and this is one that I have not shared so far. And it is this chicken stew that I made with very little oil. So, I have some onions, scotch bonnet pepper, ginger, and garlic, and I'm putting that in my dry blender. Okay, this is my grinder. When I don't want to add water to blend, this is what I use. Okay, so I blended it without adding any water at all. And once I was done with that, I added that to my chicken, and to that I'll be adding some turmeric and ginger powder. Also added my local spice blend, which has some cloves, some calabash nutmeg, grains of celery, and then my coriander, cumin, fennel seeds powder, dried herbs, seasoning cube. As usual, the recipes of all these seasonings are on my channel. Okay, so I'll link the playlist. You check them out if you're interested. However, you can use any spice of choice. So I covered this having in mind or bearing in mind I didn't add any water to this. Okay, so these are all the natural juices that have been extracted from the vegetables and from the chicken. I almost forgot to add salt. So at this point I just added some salt to it, and then I am stirring this so that all the spices will be nicely incorporated with the chicken. So basically that's going to be the process. I'll just cover this and then stir from time to time. And the whole idea is to steam this chicken nicely and beautifully. I want some of the oil in this chicken to also release into the stock around it because of the method I am using today. This right here is soft chicken. It doesn't take long to cook. So after steaming this, I'm going to just get this and bake it in my halogen oven. Okay, well, the original plan was to do this in my halogen oven, but when I put it in the oven, my light refused to come on. Yes, my halogen bulb has gone off. It means that this will not grill. Okay, so after going through this, I placed it in my oven, my gas oven. Okay, so now let's get back to the video. This is the stock that we gathered from the chicken, and to that I'm going to add my tomato sauce. A recipe of this is on this channel. This has tomato, bell pepper, beetroot, some ginger. You can check on it. And for over a year now, I have never purchased commercial tomato paste. I just take advantage of the season and make my own tomato sauce, and I am absolutely loving this. Okay, so you can check it out if you want to try that. Yeah, so yeah, this was when I decided to put on my halogen. It wasn't working, so I slided everything back into my oven. So this is it, the stew without any oil. It was just the stock around it with the tomato sauce I added, but I needed a little oil to fry this nicely. If your chicken has a lot of fat, you may not even need oil at all, because I'm sure if you use turkey for this, you may not need oil. But for this I needed to add just a little oil. So if you go through this process, you have an idea of whether you should add an oil or not. Okay, so very well, and with your discretion. And the oil didn't taste off. You know that sometimes we fry some onion in that oil before we add this. It didn't taste off at all, but feel free to fry some onions in them if you want that effect, if you want more onions in them. Okay, feel free to do that. And tomato stew splatters a lot, so of course you have to be careful when stirring from time to time so that you don't burn yourself. Very important. So sometimes I even turn off the heat completely before coming in to stir. Yeah, safety first. So here we go, our chicken nicely grilled in our oven. How is this? Is this not good and convenient? No splatters on your stove from frying, very healthy. And on that note, please, I beg you, if you know where I can find a light for my halogen oven, leave it in the comment section. I've been searching for it for a while now, since December. I've still not got one. Okay, so this is it. My stew is ready. Chicken is also ready in the oven, and it's so simple, very easy to put together. Beautiful people, give this a try. You just make your life simple. Then you see all these pieces of chicken that was left from the steaming. Okay, these were very small, so I just left them in the stew. And feel free to add more spices if you want. But if you notice, I started spicing this right from the beginning, so I didn't want to overdo it. Okay, now see, after this chicken was done, I just didn't want to add it to the stew. I had this chicken with some chilled malt. It was absolutely delicious. Like the way the pepper had entered into it nicely, I didn't want to add it. And from this stew, I made this assorted jollof that I'll be sharing with you. Thank you so much, beautiful people, for watching, and I'll see you again in another video. Peace out.